I really like the Moto RAZR Plus, and I don't usually come out and title videos like I really like this certain phone. I talk about that, of course, in my videos, but as I've been using this over a week now, week and a half, I think, it's just been really fun. And that's something that's missing from a lot of phones these days. You take a look, of course, the S23 Ultra is a great phone, but basically the same as last year. You take a look at the OnePlus 11, yes, it's a great phone, but I mean, in the slab world, there's not a whole lot of variation whenever it comes to experiences, especially when you get phone over phone over phone. And I know that some people criticize this phone because it didn't look like the RAZR, which I get it. I really enjoyed the way that the RAZR 5G, the RAZR looked a couple years ago. But unfortunately, that design was kind of keeping the phone down, so to speak. It was kind of kept it in this little narrow pocket where you can only fit so much in that small phone package. So they had to change it up. And even me, seeing kind of the images firsthand, I said, you know, this looks a lot like the Samsung Z Flip 5G. And I wasn't too crazy about it. And then I saw it after it finally came out, and you get this beautiful front screen. I like this magenta Pantone color. There's so many different names for this already, but either way, we'll call it magenta, red, pink, whatever you want to call it. Go for it. But I do like this vegan leather on the back. It adds some texture, it adds some character, it adds some grip because, of course, if you have metal and glass polished finishes, those are kind of slick. I like the thoughtfulness of the power button where it's right here naturally where your thumb hits whenever you're grabbing the phone. That's super nice too. The cameras are pretty decent. They're not the greatest in the world, but well, when you take a look at flip and folding phones, none of them really are. Like the Pixel Fold cameras are not as good as the Pixel 7 Pro. The S23 Ultra cameras are better than the Z Fold 4. Yeah, that's just kind of the common theme here. But I think they're very good. I think they're serviceable, and it's got a decent battery life on it, and it's a really, really fun phone. And I like that I think it's competitive. Like when you take a look at like the Pixel Fold, $17.99, that really prices it out of a lot of people's pocketbooks. But when you have something that's $9.99, and then you can basically get it for free at a bunch of carriers, or you can get it very, very cheap with little or no trade-in, that really makes it easier for consumers to really go pick one up and get it in their pocket. There's a couple different color options. The only real hang up I have with this phone, there's not a whole lot of accessories available. All the ones that I've really looked at, I kind of gave up looking like a few days ago. I might look again in a few more days. All of them were some weird no names that were not going to be here till the middle or end of July if I order them off Amazon. I've heard maybe you could check AliExpress or eBay, but there's not a whole lot in that department. So I'm still running caseless and screen protectorless. I really don't even want to look at this front cover screen under a flashlight. I can only imagine how many microfiber scratches are on it. But at face value, it looks okay. It does pick up a lot of dust and smudges, though. I got to forewarn you there. But I really enjoy the front screen experience because it's so nice and natural and easy just to navigate it while it's sitting down on the table. You get a text message, I get a Twitter notification, I get an Instagram message or something. It's really nice and convenient. Saves you having to open the phone, but then if you do open the phone, I'm going to try this. There we go. I really hesitate in doing that. I don't like doing that with flip phones. I know you can. I know lots of people really enjoy doing that. I worry I'm going to throw this sucker like a frisbee. It's going to smash into the wall or something, especially not having like a case or anything on it. And you can't do it from completely closed. You have to get your finger in there, and then you really got to kind of crank on it a little bit. So that's the last two times I'm probably ever going to do that, but I just want to demonstrate it. So also nice things, the hinge does have kind of a decent amount of flexibility in it. Likely you're going to be kind of at like a 90-degree angle. That's most likely the ideal scenario for this. So you can take advantage of the folded front part of the screen. And then the typing experience is surprisingly nice. That's not something that I can always say about a Motorola phone. It's not something I can always say about a lot of phones. But thankfully, haptic feedback has been getting better in a lot of different phones, and certainly I enjoy it in this one. It's kind of a nice, crisp, soft but elegant experience. It really makes for a nice typing time on the phone. So, yeah, I like it. I didn't think about this video until I had tweeted this earlier because I've got one of my SIM cards in here. I'm carrying right now the two phones that I'm carrying, the Pixel Fold and the Motorola RAZR Plus. And I gotta say, as much as I am a Google person, and I've never really been much of a Motorola person, I've been really impressed with this phone. I think at the price point, I think with what you look at with Samsung as being the alternative, it's great to have a real competitor here in the US, and it competes better. It's not like it showed up and it's like, okay, it's here and here. It shows up and it's here, and then the Z Flip is here. So now the Z Flip 5 has to come up and match it, which I'm sure it probably will. And they're going to have some good trade-in deals, and they're going to have to compete. And I think we'll probably see better trade-in deals because of this. And I think we'll see better carrier deals because of this. Because if you take a look at what they did with the S23 series, they really didn't have any good deals. They offered terrible trade-in value. So now Motorola has beat them to the punch at their own game and got these where you can get them much more affordably, especially at AT&T and T-Mobile. They're going to have to compete, because if they don't, then people are going to gravitate towards this. And it wouldn't even surprise me if they do a price drop on this whenever the Z Flip 5 comes out, because that'd be a really smart thing to do for Motorola. So Motorola, if you're watching this, be sure you drop the price when the Z Flip 5 comes out. So, not that I really want Samsung to lose. Samsung has done a lot to further this category, especially even in the fold category. I had the Z Flip 5G, the Z Flip 3, the 4. I'm going to get the 5. So, I like to see this. I think it's a great way for phones to kind of balance each other in the market, and it gives us choice, it gives us options, it gives us competition, hopefully brings price down and performance and different features up. And it's great because now we have the Motorola RAZR Plus to compete with the Z Flip. We now have the Google Pixel Fold to compete with the Z Fold. And we're going to have a OnePlus foldable phone here not too long in the near distant future. So I would say the state of the affairs, the state of the union in the United States when it comes to foldables is where we should have been 2 years ago. I really think that's where we should have been. And they're kind of picking up some more traction. People are enjoying them more. And they're just getting better and better. So I'm glad that Motorola went back to the drawing board. They didn't release the last one here, only in China. And they waited and got it right. Like, they waited for a right time. They got the right product. And now they just need to market it. And I'd really like for them to update their software policy. They're a little bit behind when you look at Samsung and like Google. Usually it's bi-monthly updates, if I remember correctly. And they really need to do monthly updates, be better with operating system updates. There's phones that were supposed to be updated this last year that still are just now getting it or have not. So that's really, I think, the last big thing. Marketing and better software updates. And because people are already very respectable of the hardware. Like, you take a look, a lot of people really like the Moto Edge Plus phones. A lot of people like the Think phone that I reviewed here recently. And a lot of people really seem very positive on this phone. So, based off my experience with it so far, I like it. I think it's a really good phone. I think it's probably my favorite foldable phone that I have right now, kind of this year. I think the Z Fold 4 for my usage is probably still a more ideal foldable phone, but I've got my primary SIM in the Google Pixel Fold. I'm testing it out. And as far as flip phones go, I definitely like this better than the Oppo Find N2 Flip, and I like it better than the Z Flip 4. And I think they've done a very good job. It's a very thoughtful design. Love the front screen. Just wish we could get some more accessories at affordable prices available sooner in the United States. Maybe somebody will come along and do that. But for now, I will have my full review out probably towards the end of this week. I've got some camera samples, all that stuff. So be sure you hit the like and the subscribe button and the notification bell so you get that video whenever it comes out later on. You want those notifications. And as always, I'm going to wrap this one up. Before I get into my spiel, I'm going to wrap this video up. Yeah, it's not very often I have a phone that I like this much when it comes out. So that's why I thought I would put it in the title. That's why I wanted to share it with you folks and let you know. I think it's good. And from what I'm getting in the comments, most people are like, yeah, I really like it. It's really fantastic. Really been enjoying it. So I think Motorola has really done something good and special here with this phone. And I like it. So that's all I've got. As always, thank you for being here. I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to watch this video. Thank you for making this happen, because if it weren't for you guys and gals watching, I wouldn't be able to do what I do. And don't think I ever take that for granted. Sincerely, thank you. And have a wonderful week. A beautiful 4th of July just right around the corner tomorrow. And as always, thanks for being here. Again, I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you guys next time.